Are Christmas idents a dying art? Are channel idents a dying art? The whole structure of having TV channels in the first place is to some extent a relic of the original television technology, with finite space and multiple frequencies. Even after the switch to digital, the territorial aspect remained. But as the medium we call television continues to mutate away from the actual technological box of that name and towards a more sort of streaming on-demand model, where sites like Netflix, Amazon and Hulu have the primacy instead of television networks themselves, the concept of the TV channel and concomitantly the TV ident might end up in the past. There'll still need to be logos and identifiers for different production companies and distributors and the like. It'll probably be more like the endless logos you see at the start of a movie. Or alternatively like old-fashioned front caps on ITV. Either way, this is something of a fallow period for idents in general. BBC is still being actively discouraged from spending any money whatsoever, and so unsurprisingly BBC One has kept faith with the same idents they've been using for the past 10 years, which is an unprecedentedly long time to keep an identity. This ident package has seen out 4 different controllers of BBC One and the end of the controller system at the corporation. Although they have of late started centering it around the O in one, which actually just makes it blander. It doesn't even need to cost that much money, just 3D print a big Perspex globe and spend an afternoon shooting it from different angles and with different lighting effects. Kind of like Granada did in the mid-90s. I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be cheaper than what you're doing now and give BBC One a stronger sense of self. Well anyway, it's supposed to be about Christmas. What have they got for us this year?
Wait till you see what I've got for you. Look at that. That's not bad, is it? Ready? Wait for it, wait for it. Boom! Illuminations! Not bad, is it?
Oh good, people idents. These idents have got some stick, but I actually don't mind them. I mean, they're bland, slightly patronising if they're in a bad mood, but they definitely feel Christmassy, even relatable. I like them better than Sprout Boy. Sprout Boy was nice and obviously represented a lot of very hard work on the part of the animators, which I would never denigrate, but the finished product just felt, to me, with the best will in the world, like holding up a coin in front of the viewer's face, turning it around in the light and going, "Ooh, look shiny." These leads are less self-conscious. Once again, the best one is the simplest, used for the news.
At 10 o'clock, the news here on BBC One with Michelle Hussein.
I think I may have said this before, but it's even more true this year. There is a greater than usual chance that this will be used to introduce a bulletin about the death of the Queen. So look forward to that. BBC Two? Why bother?
The herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Not to sound like a Daily Mail commenter, but it's the same repeats as last year. Just as the regular idents were.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly.
At least they've dropped that piss irritating singing, although I'm not 100% certain how much of an improvement the replacement is.
Ding dong, merrily on high.
Ironic disco parodies of Christmas songs, because we don't know what we're doing anymore. At least the Northern Irish branch has cast the net a little wider. Look, it's the 1992 ident. Who even remembers that one? I don't know, both the main BBC channels need a revamp, and possibly the whole corporation itself. But it's not likely to get it, either because the Tories won't let it happen, or because the world will end before they get the chance. ITV are also going with the same ones they used last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. It's basically just promo graphics that they tend to bother updating these days. Channel 4 have added a new one to the rotation though. They have a new animated adaptation of a kid's book which they hope to become a perennial, just like the Snowman. Fingers crossed. It's We're Going on a Bear Hunt, and they've created a special ident for it. So that's nice. Even the usually reliable regional affiliates aren't helping us this year, apart from BBC Two Northern Ireland. UTV are sadly effectively dead. UTV Ireland turned out to be a massive disaster, and they ended up selling themselves to ITV, leaving only STV. So Ulster now has the same idents as the rest of the United Kingdom past Scotland, and that includes the Christmas idents. It also means no more Julian Simmons in Vision, and that means no more Santa flashes.
Hello again. We've just been advised that 3 houses close to the newly extended North Pole runway have had their roofs knocked off as Santa's massive new double sleigh took off in a terrible blizzard just over 8 minutes ago. According to the air traffic control officer for the area, the turbulence was so bad that Santa has boaked twice. However, the reindeer have now pulled the massive sleigh to 75,000 feet and are now flying south at a tremendous speed. It is now 100% definite that Ireland is Santa's first destination, and he will begin his approach just after 10 o'clock. However, his actual landfall position is being kept secret, but UTV has learned his first stop here could be Portstewart, Donaghadee, Howth, Galway or Cork. Once again, all parents are reminded that children expecting presents must be asleep in bed 2 hours before Santa's arrival. So they've just got time to see the first half hour of Heartbeats.
As if 2016 didn't take enough from us. STV, for their part, are doing the same things as they did last year and the year before that, as are BBC Alba. So I suppose BBC One wins by default for being almost the only ones bothering to create something new. But like I said, maybe it's just the times we live in. Idents might just be a dying art. Back in the late 80s and early 90s, maybe the corporation wasn't spread quite as thin, and it was easier to justify spending money on insanely intricate stop-motion work despite the inevitably limited exposure it would get. Or maybe it's just that back then they were doing these things to an extent for the love of it, rather than taking orders from demographics analysts and marketing consultants and the like. You turn everything into smush because that's all that charts can create. Or maybe it's just nostalgia distorting my view. In 20 years, assuming we're all still here in 20 years, this is all going to be somebody else's nostalgia. And they're going to have a problem with whatever we're getting by then. Just time for a quick look at the Radio Times. No spine this year, maybe it was too expensive, I don't know, but there should have been, because the binding is absolutely terrible. Every copy I've seen was falling apart within a week. And don't forget your Paxo for your first world problems. Again, references We're Going on a Bear Hunt. And the original illustrations by Helen Oxenbury, although she didn't draw the cover herself. It's a nice cover, there's nothing really wrong with it, but it doesn't really stand out particularly either. In particular, I'm sick of the Christmas Radio Times always being blue, and having a snowscape of some sort. There are other songs to sing. This disturbing pantomime scene, for example, or this optical illusion, or even just a fat robin. Just something other than people pointing at a snowman and or Father Christmas and or a Christmas tree. They're good, but they're getting old. The last truly creative cover was 5 years ago now. Let's see more like this, please. Oh yeah, will you stop calling it legendary? 10 friggin' years you've been doing that. Do you really not understand how obnoxious that sounds? I'm going to keep flogging this dead horse until you figure it out. Still, Christmas truly and genuinely wouldn't be the same without the Radio Times. Long may it continue. and human civilization as well, of course. Well, I've got some actual wrapping to do now, so have a safe and happy Christmas, and I will be back in the new year, I expect, for however long it lasts.